time the Toronto Raptors plant that little seed of doubt in all of our minds, like that Lakers game a few nights ago, and we think, okay, this team's going to be in the play-in spot, it's not very good, terrible game, you can't play against bad teams. They go out there on the road in Philly, Harden and Embiid, both in the lineup. Raptors do not have Fred, they do not have OG. And when I say the Raptors scrape, claw, fight to get a victory, I mean, that's an understatement. 93-88, some old school basketball in Philly tonight. And the Raptors on the winning side of that one, like I said, 93-88 over the Philadelphia 76ers. And they get back in the win column. They improved to 40-31 on the year. I mentioned in the last video, look, when you have a bad game like an emotionally scarring type of game like that, how does your team regroup and bounce back? Well, that's evidence right there of how a team bounces back, especially a team defensively who couldn't do anything against the Lakers. They go lockdown tight against the Philadelphia 76ers and win by 5 in Philly. It was a nail-biting finish, and we'll get to that a little later on. But let's start talking about this game. Let's start right from the very beginning. Defensively, Raptors, they are Swiss cheese in the first quarter. They can't get a stop to save their life. They give up a 37-piece. They only scored 27. You're minus 10 after one quarter. And every Raptor fan sitting here like, oh, God, is it going to be one of these games? We saw it coming with no Fred, no OG on the road in Philly, going off of that last game. This is ugly. Nick Nurse calls a timeout, right? At some point. And he was very emphatic. He was not a happy camper. Because they've now played basically 5 straight quarters. Just when he called the timeout, I believe it was near the end of the first quarter. And maybe it was in the second quarter. I can't remember when he called that. It's such a crucial timeout he called. Because he let the guys here. And even Pascal, after the game in his interview, said that, hey, after Coach, he kind of laid into us. He gave it to us. 5 straight quarters of not playing defense. You just can't do that. And after that timeout, the Raptors are like, okay, we're just going to play lockdown defense and not allow anything. Because in the second quarter, after giving him a 37-piece, you allow 17. And the Raptors' offense gets their flow going. They drop 30. And you're plus 3 at halftime. A plus 13 quarter. And the Raptors are buzzing. Now, again, offensively, they got 57 points at the half. You're up by 3. You're in a good spot, having come back from being down 10 after 1. But this game is far from over. You got to find a way to come out in the third quarter and just give them a massive push and put this game away. They do the total opposite of that. They get no offense other than Pascal Siakam in the third quarter. They only allow 20, though. The Raptors' defense stays locked down tight. They only allow 20, but the team only scores 12. And you are down, I believe it's 74-69 heading into the fourth quarter. You're down 5 on the road in Philly. Offensively, you haven't gotten anything going to this point. It is an ugly, ugly time right now. Is there any way you can find some mojo and get this game going? And find a way to get it back into the Raptors' favor early in the fourth? Well, man, oh man, is that bench of Chris Boucher, Thaddeus Young, Brooks even, they get the job done to start the fourth quarter. I believe it was I can't remember if Brooks was out there in the fourth quarter to start the fourth quarter or not. But either way, the bench goes out there to the fourth, and they give you energy. I believe it was a steal off the first possession. Thaddeus Young up to Precious Achiuwa. And the patience on the guy to go up and throw it down. I believe there's another play. I can't remember if it was in the fourth quarter or not, where Scotty, who had a really rough game today, fires a seed from basically a full court seed to Precious. He pump fakes it, lets the guys go flying by, and then lays it up and through. I'm like, man, the patience on Precious there, and what a game he had. We'll get to his specifics in a second here, but The Raptors, and then they get a 3-point lead late, right? So they're back and forth here. They're a +8 in the quarter at this one point. And Pascal gets a spin-around jumper to go to put you up 3. This is like 2.5 to play, right? There's still lots of basketball. And they can't make shots. Embiid can't make a shot on a post-up. Great defense. You know, James Harden, a couple times to the rim, can't get the shot to go. You know, then you got the lead by 3 still. Or maybe it was by 2 at this point. Late in the game. And you get free throws. And every Raptor fan, including myself, is having nostalgia here. We're like, okay, just count your free throws. You know, your freebies are so crucial. And Precious misses 1 of 2 to make it a 3-point game, and I'm like, oh God, this is flashbacks all over again. And Scotty Barnes then goes up, right? And he misses both free throws, and I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna kill me. You know, and then down or up by 2. My math could be totally off with all these scores because I know they were down by 2 on the drive by Harden late in the game. So my math could have been totally off there. But you guys know the plays I'm talking about, so it is what it is. James Harden turns the corner, drives down the lane, looks for the contact. You know they're going to look for it. You know Embiid and Harden are going to look for it because of their reputation. Heck, the guys had, 19, or where are we here? I wrote down their free throw. 21 combined in the game, which is considerably lower than what they usually have. But 21 free throws combined. You know they're going to try and look for the stripe. Harden drives and goes up strong, but firing bloody elbows all over the place, crunches Chris Boucher with the elbow underneath the chin. His head goes back. They call the offensive foul. You know, and then the Raptors, they get the ball back. The question was, though, and the referees go and review it to see if it's a flagrant foul. It is a flagrant foul. And then Chris Boucher goes there and misses a free throw. And I'm like, oh my God. Here we go. Are we really going to miss all these free throws? Boucher knocks out another one and gets within a 3-point game. They get a stop. You know, and Pascal Siakam ices the game with a couple free throws. It's just, it was a wild finish. Bottom line, the missed free throws late were making me go nuts because I was getting flashbacks from a few days ago. But then when they made it a 2-possession game, I think every Raptor fan was like, okay, we're good. We're good. We got the victory. It is what it is, right? And they were able to win that 4th quarter, guys, 24-14. After that 37-point barrage by the Philadelphia 76ers there in that first quarter. First quarter, not first half, first quarter. The Raptors allow a total of 51 points the rest of the game. They allow 17 in the second, 20 in the third, and 14 in the fourth. They hold Joel Embiid to 21, 13, and 2 on 6 of 20 shooting, 9 of 11 from the free throw line, 0 of 3 from distance. They hold James Harden to 17 points, 9 boards, 8 times on 5 of 12 shooting, 7 of 10 from the free throw line, 0 of 4 from distance. Joel Embiid and James Harden combined 0 of 7 from 3. They were both under 50% shooting. Neither guy scored 25 plus. When you do that, the odds of you winning are very, very high. But offensively, the Raptors really struggled. But the 2 focal points in this game were Pascal Siakam and Precious Achiuwa. With no Fred, with no OG, you needed guys to step up. Now, you only scored 93, so offensively, you didn't really get that. But Pascal Siakam, he better be all NBA. 26 points, 10 boards, 5 dimes in the game, shot 10 of 20 from the field, was 5 of 6 from the line, 1 of 3 from distance. And oh, by the way, remember that 12-point third quarter I had, that we had? And I said it when I was breaking down that quarter, saying basically Pascal Siakam did majority of it, and I was not wrong. He scored 10 of the 12 points for the Raptors in that third quarter. He was dynamite and shot 50% from the field when the team shot under 40%. That tells you how locked in Pascal was and how ridiculous he has been playing for this team this year. After the game where he was a little out of it against the Lakers, man, he bounced back. Precious Achiuwa. I mean, we're seeing this guy grow game after game, and I think all those Raptor fans are trying to wait for this thing to not be real, but it's turning in to be legit. Precious Chua shot 21 points in the game, nine boards, 1 assist, shot 9 of 15 from the field, was 1 of 2 from the free throw line, obviously late in the game, and 2 of 4 from distance. Like, what more can you ask from this guy? Obviously, he was incredible. With no OG, he was in the starting unit with Kem Birch, who really struggled shooting the ball. He was like 1 of 6. But Precious was incredible, you know? And Scotty Barnes, as I mentioned, really struggled tonight shooting the basketball. And you kind of had a feeling, again, with Joel Embiid's size, that's going to be kind of tough for him. He's obviously been taking advantage of the smaller guards on teams like the Lakers and whatnot. You didn't have that when you have Joel Embiid in the paint and whatnot. So he had 13 points, 6 boards, 4 assists in the game, shot 6 of 21 from the field, was 0 of 3 from the free throw line, and 1 of 5 from distance. So Scotty Barnes really struggled in tonight's game, and I'm really hoping that last play against the Lakers didn't go to his head. Now, obviously, hey, he's got to figure it out. We know what kind of talent he is. He's got to put this game behind him, move on to the next one, because you play tomorrow night, right? So he'll be better, though. I'm not worried about Scotty B one bit. Not at all. Just a little blip in the road for the young fella. He's 20 years old. He's going to have those. On the road in Philly, I mean, hey, if there's any time to have a little bit of a stinker, it makes sense to have a game like this in Philly, all right? Gary Trent Jr., again, struggled shooting the basketball. 9 points, 2 boards, 3 dimes in the game. Shot 2 of 13 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, but was 0 of 4 from distance. He really struggled shooting the basketball, but you got to give Gary a lot of credit for his late game defense, especially that strip of Joel Embiid in the final minute, which we thought was going to lead to free throws. Did not, because they initially got the foul on Harden. They review it, they challenge it, it gets overturned. We have a jump ball at center court, and Precious Chua wins the tip over Joel Embiid, which was incredible. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, it was pretty remarkable stuff, guys. It really, really was. Now, let's get to the bench unit, because, look, the points and the stats aren't really outstanding, but all 3 guys were plus double digits when they were on the floor, right? Chris Boucher, what a night. You know, we didn't talk about him in the last game because he was kind of irrelevant. He didn't do a whole lot in the last game, but man, oh man, did he make his presence known today. 12 points, 14 rebounds, shot 4 of 12 from the field. So again, like most of the team, struggled shooting the basketball. 3 of 4 from the free throw line, was 1 of 4 from distance, had a steal and a denial, including, obviously it doesn't come up in the box score, but that big play late, that contest from Harden late in the game, which led to the flagrant foul, and which was a big part of the Raptors winning this basketball game. Thaddeus Young, look, didn't give you much offensively, only had 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting, missed 1 3 he took, but the 7 rebounds, the 3 assists, and one of those assists was a nice outlet pass, I believe it was to Precious. He had a steal and 2 blocks in the game. So, yeah, offensively, he didn't give it to you. But, man, in every other aspect, Thaddeus Young got it done tonight. And Armani Brooks had 6 points, a couple boards in the game, right? 2 of 4 shooting, was 2 of 4 from three-point range, and gave you a steal. It was a plus 10 while he was out on the floor. So a good little spurt there for Armani Brooks, because you need it. With still no Malachi, with still no Fred, you got it done tonight. In remarkable fashion against Philly, in Philly, in a very old-school type of fashion, 93-88. Now, team stats. Raptors do not shoot the ball well. I mean, we kind of had the feeling coming in, right, facing a good team in Philly, on the road in Philly, no Fred, no OG. It looked like offense was going to be kind of hard to come by, and it was. 38% from the field, 27% from three-point range, 70% from the line. It was a lot better until late, where Precious missed 1, Boucher missed 1, Scotty missed 2. I mean, it was ugly late in the game free throw shooting wise. You got to make those freebies. And Philly, they only shot 41% from the field and 26% from 3, 75% from the line. So in hindsight, those numbers are a little bit better than the Raptors. But listen to this. The Raptors were plus 11 in rebounds. They were plus 15 in offensive boards, 20-5. They dominated the glass all night long. Points in the paint, Raptors were plus 10. We were also plus 6 in the fast break. The boys just battled. I mean, this is a game where you just flat out battled. And you got the victory on the road. I mean, it's just remarkable stuff for the Toronto Raptors. And look, You want to get that offense going, though, because the next game of the Toronto Raptors is in Chicago tomorrow night, 8 p.m. tip-off. That video, guys, might be uploaded to you guys the next day. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be able to play it out tomorrow, but we'll have to see how it all plays out for our Toronto Raptors. I mean, what a basketball game tonight, but you got Chicago tomorrow on the second night of the back-to-back. It is going to be difficult. Heck, we thought tonight was going to be really difficult, and it was, but you were able to find a way to win that game. Hopefully Fred plays that game tomorrow because of the second night of the back-to-back and everything. That's probably why he didn't play today. You found a way to win. Hopefully Fred's in the lineup tomorrow to get a win in Chicago. It would be a statement game, and no matter what, you win a back-to-back against Philly and Chicago on the road. My goodness, that would be incredible. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game this evening, smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game today? If I also missed any big-time play you guys wanted me to bring up, let me know in the comments below. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down there, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jay's Edition. Spring training wise, this upcoming Wednesday, breaking down the past week's games, or maybe some sort of sign trade. I don't know what's going to end up happening moving forward because who knows? They don't seem to be done yet, the Toronto Blue Jays. But no matter what, spring training edition on Wednesday for the Toronto Maple Leafs. After the acquisition of Mark Giordano, they take on the New Jersey Devils on Wednesday night as the boys look to get back in the win column and kind of start this new regime of new guys, trading Travis Dermott, now bringing in Mark Giordano. How is that going to work with the Toronto Maple Leafs? We'll have to see how it all plays out on Wednesday against New Jersey at home. 7 p.m. puck drop there. And as for the Toronto Raptors, as I mentioned, they take on the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night, 8 p.m. tip-off in Chicago. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.